Every March 20th since 2013, the International Day of Happiness is celebrated in 193 UN member states, one of which is Nigeria. On this day, emphasis is placed on the happiness of citizens in each of these countries. And this next report narrows it down to Nigeria with a focus on the factors responsible for an individual's happiness. Fidelia Aguncha tells us more.
Despite prevailing economic, security and other social challenges, Nigerians remain some of the happiest people in the world, ranking 85 in the 2019 World Happiness Index. Research has shown that mental health is a major contributing factor to happiness, having even more impact than wealth. In 2019, the country was ranked the 91st happiest nation of the world and 5th in Africa. That same year, the Federal Ministry of Health raised alarm that over 30% of the country's population were suffering from some form of mental illness. But is there really a relationship between happiness and mental health, and what factors influence this state of mind?
The happiness index is important for us to, as mental health professionals, as a yardstick to know what exactly is going on in the general or collective ambience, of people's emotional well-being. We believe as professionals that environmental factors are very huge. Take Nigeria, for example. A lot of people would say, I remember working on a study and we wanted to see the relationship between poverty and mental health. We wanted to know, a lot of people will say, oh, because the economy is hard, so many people are not happy. But that's really not it, because the US, for example, we believe is the largest economy, but they are the highest consumers of antidepressants, right? So that tells you that the economy really would not determine, the level of happiness of an individual. So it's really not about the economy. Yes, there is a relationship between poverty and mental health, but you see, mental health is a more encompassing a narrative.
If about 60 million Nigerians are suffering from some form of mental illness, then it arguably means about 1/3 of the nation is unhappy. Priscilla says to effectively address this, emphasis should be placed on mental health education.
We need to begin to teach people again, and that's why people like us have dedicated our life's work, to educating people, on positive mental health habits. I run a campaign, for example, called the Peak Network, and it's a curriculum. We teach people how to cope with stressors. We teach people, it's PEAK, P-E-A-K. So P is preparation for life. The things you should know that should mentally and emotionally prepare you for life. Life like the death of a loved one. When we say life happens, what are the things you need to know? Things that can teach you mental resilience, how to cope, with this stress.
What then can be done to improve happiness in Nigeria? This expert says aside improving the cost and standard of living, the government needs to pay more attention to improving mental health care.
The government, I would say, the role of the government is learning, to include mental health experts in policy making so that we're able to make the Mental Health Act, for example, that we're using right now, is not used anywhere else. 1980 something. That's really sad. So there is a need to review all of these things to come up with policies that are, helpful to the populace, and also come up with, for example, the budget. Mental health does not even have up to 1% of the national budget. How many mental health facilities do we have? We expect that every state government hospital, general hospital, should have a psychiatrist.
The theme of this year's World Happiness Day is built around collective happiness in spite of individual differences. Finland again ranks top on the list of happiest countries in the world after scoring high on social support, healthy life expectancy, freedom to make life choices, generosity, and perception of corruption. Fidelia Aguncha, TV 360, Nigeria.